Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another Slime Isekai Memories video. So today we're going to be doing the new Fire 2.0 Benimaru showcase. The movie Benimaru that just came out, a few days ago? Um, he's really good. I think he is already kind of seen as a bit underrated, or in my opinion, I think he's a bit underrated. I've seen some people say he's maybe not as great as other characters. Not I don't It's not that people saying that he's not good. I think it's that he's um not as good as they want him to be, right? But I think he's still really good. Let's just go over his skills real quick. So his alt Haze Black Flame Slash, he unleashes a single target fire physical attack for 430% normal damage. And then once that attack lands, he decreases a single target's defense by 10% for 2 turns. So that debuff applies after his ultimate. So you'd want to ideally use his ultimate first um, before other ultimates, I would think, because you decrease their defense and then your other characters would do more damage. Um, Really solid alt, single target. He decreases their defense. So going into his battle skills, now this is his main sort of I guess I guess the fire 2.0 meta's sort of unique quality. So he has an orb change. He orb changes 2 orange to 2 green. A little confusing because the new Fire 2.0 meta is circled around orange orbs, but I digress. Um, the other part, instead of buffing the gauge increase for the orbs, what he does now is he burns a single target for a 20% additional damage for 3 turns. And what this does is it does additional damage to the afflicted target corresponding to the amount of fire attack damage dealt to them, and it stacks. So what that means is basically once you activate this and they have that burn debuff on them, what the burn debuff will do is it will cause the enemy to take damage once the turn ends based on how much fire damage that you have done to the enemy um, during that turn. So right here it says 20%, right? So once you have that debuff on them, you do like a certain amount of fire attack damage with your fire team. Then once you do that, um, the enemy, that target that has the burn debuff, will take 20% of that damage, and it will do like an additional damage onto them right at the end of the turn. So it kind of makes him that specific burn quality. To get the most out of it, you do need to run him on the fire team. Um, so maybe it kind of lessens his flexibility a little bit, but you can still use him without looking for the burn, right? But if you're looking to make use of his burn ability, then you'd want to run him with a full, really geared out fire team. So his next skill, for 15 skill points, it's Abysmal Flare. It deals 400% basic fire physical attack damage to a single target, and it increases Solo Secret's damage by 50% for 1 turn. So pretty solid. Soul Secrets being orange orbs, by the way. So if you were to use him with Toa, the new protector that released alongside him, you would get a full hand of orange orbs ideally, and then you pop this skill and they will deal 50% more damage. So overall, his skills are looking pretty solid, pretty solid. His Valor trait, not too important because we won't be going into Valor Cup in this video, but he does soul combo secret down. So if you do a 2 combo at any point in the match, all of the enemies' soul secrets gauge increases are decreased by 10% for 1 turn. And you can obviously only use it for 1 turn. But once you have him at level 92 or level 88, sorry, then you will have him have that debuff increase to 20%. So I have him at level 84 because of the whatchamacallit, the new bingo board. So we have the trait, which when your troop contains 3 or more battle characters, he increases skill points by 2 every 2 turns. So not bad. Kind of basic. I think it's just like Water Shuna, what she does. And then once you have him at fully maxed out, he increases his defense down debuff to 15% once you have him at level 100. So overall, that is a breakdown of Benimaru's skills. Again, I think he's a really solid unit, but let's just get right into the showcase and show him how good he really is. All right, so we're gonna be taking Fire Benimaru into just a normal Predator battle because it's just something that can run on for a really long time, and we're just gonna see how his burn works. It is pretty simple, but we're just gonna hop straight into it. This is I guess a live recording of this specifically. So the way the burn works, right? Let me get into the skills. So basically, the way the burn works is it's a debuff that you apply, and they won't take damage initially. The debuff gets applied, and then they will have like you'll do damage and stuff, and then once the turn is over, depending on the percentage of the burn that you have applied, the enemy will take that damage. Will take whatever percentage of the damage, total damage that you dealt in that turn. They'll take it, like 20%. So let's say if we had like 20% on them, right? And we did 1,000 damage, for example, then they would take 200 damage once the turn ends because of the burn, because it was 20% of the total 1,000 that we did. So let's just I'm just gonna try and set up and build up their ultimates, and then you know, we'll use their skills and stuff, and then all the burns and all that jazz, and then we'll see specifically how it works. It is relatively simple, but I mean, sometimes it can get a little complicated. All right, so we're back here. We have their ults and everything. I gave Benimaru and Fire Millum a crit buff. So we're gonna go with Hero's skill here. Hero does the same thing in a sense. He decreases their physical attack resistance, but his main thing is the burn. So he'll burn them for 10%, and then if we stack Benimaru's skill, oh no, that one. Benimaru's skill on top of that, it'll be 20%. So in total, for one turn, it'll be 30%. So I'm actually going to bring Benimaru back in for Hero. And then we're going to put the burn on him. And then I will send the 2 ults. And then we'll do all that. And then I think it's based on fire attack. So let's see how much Guy does. 6,000. So if it's reliant on fire attack, then it should be, what is 20% of 6,000? 1,200. And yeah, as you saw, it actually did. He took 1,200 damage from the burn. So it is reliant on fire attack. So let's swap out Millum, and he still has the burn. We will use I was gonna say we could use Guy's buff, but I think it's fine. So we'll bring Hero in. So he still has the burn for 20%. This makes it another 10%. So that's 30. And then we will do this. So already we have 11,000. So if we do 11,000 times 0.2, so already he should be taking an extra 2,200 damage. And then we'll just do that. Why not? And so we already have 11,000, 2,000, 3,500, and then 5,000. 2,000, 3,500. And then she crits for 21,000. Benimaru will do about 15,000. So as you saw right there, he took 17,000. So we run back the math on that. We already had 11,000 plus the 2,200, 3,500, 5,000, and then the ult damage. In total, that was about 58,000 damage total. And then times that by 0.3, so 30% of that, and we got 17,000, around 17,430 if without the extra numbers because I just rounded it. So basically, yeah, complicated way of doing it, but basically, they'll just take percentage of how much fire damage you're doing. Specifically, it has to be fire damage because fire damage, I mean, it's in correlation with the burn, right? So if you do damage with other elements, like how I did with the Dark Millum, you'll notice that we didn't do extra. We didn't. It didn't add extra damage onto the burn, so it's only specifically fire damage. But with that explained, let's take him into some conquest and let's see how good he really performs. All right, so we're now at the EX Earth Conquest stage. This is the team that I'm going to be using. Honestly, just kind of a whatever team, right? Because EX Conquest is not that difficult. We have Hero, not Masked Hero, but we have Hero. We have Shizue. I think Shizue is a really good addition to the Fire 2.0 meta because she provides the blue to orange orb change in case you need it. And she is fire physical. She has a single target ult. She has a sun evasion, which, I mean, it's not really that useful in most cases, but sometimes it can be. So yeah, overall, this is the team we're going to be using. Dark Millum is just here to make it look nice. She's not really needed. You can honestly replace her with anyone else. But obviously, the new Benimaru and Fire Millum are our DPS units. And yeah, so we're going to go in here. We start off with a pretty decent hand, 5 greens and 1 orange. I honestly could have popped Dark Millum's orb change here, but I decided why not just take advantage of the burn and just see how well we do. So we're going to do that. He's going to take 20% of all the damage that we do in this turn for the next 3 turns. So already doing decent damage. His health is just going down on the first turn. So takes 9,000 as the final hit, and then takes an extra 5,000, basically 6,000, which is looking pretty good so far. And then here, we're going to pop Toa, and she's going to give us the full hand. We're going to apply this Shizue's orb change and the stun evasion. So stun evasion is going to obviously not allow us to not get stunned, and then Shizue will allow us to get the gauge increase. Here we'll get Millum and Benimaru's ultimate, and then he'll take an extra 20% of all the damage that we do during this turn. Honestly, I could have like popped like Millum's crit buff or something, and he might have even died just from the normal attack, potentially, right? With the extra burn damage. Here he takes an extra 6,000, misses the stun, and I mean I could have killed him right here, but I wanted to use Benimaru's ultimate, so I stalled for one more turn, swapped out the 2 ultimates. And then here, I got lucky with the orange orbs, so I send the orange orbs. And we have Benimaru's ultimate. Golem's almost dead, and then he's going to take an extra 2,000 there. And here, we are just going to pop the Abysmal Flare skill, do the 400% basic attack damage. And then we're going to pop the Soul of Combos and just see how much damage Benimaru does, right? This is just a basic Soul of Combos. No sort of extra buffs, and he does 32,405. So if we had the burn still active, we would have done let's see, 32,000 times 0.2 times 32,000 times 0.2. He would have taken an extra 6,400 damage on top of the ultimate, right? So I think the burn is really good, but we'll just go into the next conquest stage. All right, so we're here at the next conquest stage. This is Light Conquest, if you couldn't tell. And this is the team we're going to be using, a very wonky, not like uber amazing team. I'm using Orc Protector, which is a unit I haven't used in a long time. Fire Toa, obviously, as the side, like the support character. We have the hero and Shizue. Shizue is there because I think she's a good support unit for the fire team. She provides that blue to orange orb change, which this team does not cover at all. Orc Protector only does green to orange. We have Dark Millum there. I mean, this is a light stage after all, so I figured why not. And also for the protection with Dark Millum. And then our 2 quote-unquote main DPS units are going to be Fire Benimaru and the old Dark Diablo, but not the oldest Dark Diablo. So I guess Diablo number 2. Dark Diablo number 2. The only reason I have him here is because He's not the greatest or anything, but I just never use him, and I recently got him. So I figured, why not? You know, um, I'll just use him because I, you know, never really get the chance to do so. So here we're gonna get started with, I think a relatively decent hand. Yeah. So here, what I'm gonna do, um, I want to get the orc protection, um, but I have that extra blue orb there, so I just clear the green orb because it doesn't really matter as the first turn. And here I'm gonna pop the hero rewind, and then clear those blue orbs. Now I'm not gonna switch anyone in yet because I figured if I can get a lot of Shizue orbs or whoever orbs I get the most of, I'm just gonna send Benimaru in that position to get their his ultimate fast, right? I don't want to swap Shizue away in case I need to orb change for the blue orbs. So rewind is gonna happen, and we get pretty lucky. A lot of Shizue orbs. So here I'm gonna pop her skill. We get the full hand of that. Bring Benimaru in for Shizue, which has the most orbs. And we're gonna pop Orc. Now Orc, if you don't remember, he does give us 20 skill points and also increases the gauge, or like the point limit. Sorry. And then we're gonna send the full hand. I think we have Benimaru ultimate, and I honestly could have maybe just sent it, but she has the super guard, the guard, and the defense. So I decided to try toy around a little bit longer, see if there's anything else that I can do. So I think I'm gonna swap. I swapped the hero out for the new Diablo, and I swap Shizue back out. And I believe we send the 3 orbs because I'm hoping that I can get at least a full hand of greens or oranges. And we get an okay-ish hand. I can just pop the Shizue orb change and then the orc disaster, and then we'll get another full hand of oranges. So that's exactly what I do. Get that, and then do the orc disaster. We'll get some skill points back, increase the limit, and we're gonna send the full 6 hand of oranges. And we have Millam's ult, we have Diablo's ult, we have 134 skill points, so looking pretty good. Dark Diablo not doing the best damage, but I mean, he is, what, level 88, and I don't really have the best gear on him. So at this point, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna try and kill, right? Because I don't want to draw this out too long, and also I just want to see Benimaru, like, see him work in this stage. So I bring him in for Shizue, and here we're gonna pop the burn. So in case, you know, she doesn't fully die, then she'll take extra damage. There, our fire physical attack only does 3,000. I think it's based on the amount of attack that he's getting. So because we don't have because we're using Orc, right? He only buffs fire as a sub, and then the support from Toa. We're not getting like a full max amount of fire and physical attack for Benimaru. So obviously that damage didn't do the damage on the fire physical attack wasn't the greatest. Plus she has the resistances. So here I pop the Millam and Diablo buff, and I just send the full hand. I send Benimaru first to lower the defense of Hinata, and then Dark Diablo. I haven't seen this like in my game and using it like ever, so still a really cool looking ult. I think one of the best looking in terms of like a beam. Pretty sick. That's 7,200, not the greatest. And then Millam finishes with a 20,000 attack stat. So overall pretty good. I think the defense down helped a decent amount, and also if she somehow didn't die from that, then she would have taken an extra amount of burn damage from his other skill. But let's go finally into Crucible and take him into the floor 95, I think, against Ramorous. All right, so the last battle that we have here is against Ramorous, floor 95. Now, the only reason I'm doing these stages is because there's not that many like fire team stages, and also I want to make a separate video for EX2 Tempered Edge. So we're just going into here. This is the highest Crucible floor that we can do for the fire element. And this is the team I'm using. The only reason I have Dark Rimuru here is because one of the missions, you need to clear it with the Rimuru in the battle slot, and that's what I'm doing. So yeah, basically just against Rammer, same team as the Earth Crucible or Earth Conquest event that we just cleared. So yep, we're gonna go in. This should be relatively easy, I think, for Benimaru. Even though Rammers heals a lot in guards and stuff, he can probably just wipe her out pretty easily. So here we get pretty lucky. I swap Reamer out for Benimaru, do the orb change. We're gonna put the burn on her, get the orb change, and then send the 5-hand. Gonna swap Hero out for Fire Millum. Send the full hand. We almost have a Toa charge. Already doing a decent amount of damage. We have a decent amount of skill points. She's gonna take the burn for 4,400. She heals, and then debuffs, and then gets the guard and the super guard, if she wasn't guarding enough. And then here I just send the, I orb change. Sorry, I orb change with Millum, get the 4-hand, and then I send those, and we get a Toa charge. And the reason I did that is because it basically guarantees, or gives me a higher chance of not getting more than 3 green orbs, because I ran the risk of doing so if I already have 3 on the field. So here we're gonna pop Toa, get a full hand of orange, get the skill point increase. We're gonna pop Benimaru's single target of 6,000, and then Shizue's gauge increase. Unfortunately, we didn't get a single Benimaru orb there, so only Shizue and Millum doing the damage. She guards it, still taking a decent amount of damage, 5,000. She heals it though. But here we have the 2 ultimates, and honestly, we can just kill her at this turn, which I think is what I do. I put the burn, and then I do the crit. So in case she doesn't die, right? In case she doesn't die, she will die from the burn, because the ults will do a decent amount of damage. 14,000 there, and then Shizue, just in case, she does 13,000, which ultimately kills her. Really fast, really easy. See, the burn, I think, just really helps in these stages. But yeah, that's the last conquest stage. So I think overall, Benimaru is a really good unit. Say what you will about the burn. It's a bit gimmicky, but I think in like a short battle against like an Earth stage or something, I think he's going to do really well. He'll allow you to do a lot of damage, especially with the fire team. Maybe we'll even I'll do a video on what is it, the fire challenge quest, and use Benimaru. But that burn, it doesn't sound great on paper. It almost, to me, it initially sounded like Clayman or Adoman, where their whole thing was poison, but his was burn. But actually, it's a bit better than I gave it credit for. So him in conjunction with Hero, if we can find Hero here, where are you? Because his skill, he burns them for 10%, and then at max it's 20%. So in total, if you have both skills active, they will take burn for 40% additional damage. And then if they don't die from the ultimates, then they will die from the extra burn damage. Or in Hero's Jubilee, once we get that at like the end of the month, the conjunction of the 2 skills will allow you to get a higher score, because of the amount of burn they're going to take from all the ults and all your attacks and stuff, especially with Benimaru lasting for 3 turns. The fact that it lasts for 3 turns makes it a bit better. If it was for 1 turn, I think it would kind of suck. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Benimaru. Let me know down below what you guys think. If you pulled him, if you really like him, if you don't like him, let me know your thoughts on him. I'd really appreciate if you guys would let me know. Don't forget to hit that like button down below and subscribe as well to the channel if you are new, or you haven't hit that button already. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.